22-year-old Stacy was driving cross-country with her husband.
Stacy!
She had sudden pain and thought her ovarian cyst had ruptured. Now, she's at a rest stop having a baby without ever knowing she was pregnant.
And I screamed at the top of my lungs, "Baby, it's a baby."
Chris, it's a baby!
With no cell phone reception, her husband Chris has called 911 on the rest area payphone.
Okay, help is being...
Oh my God, hold on. She said it was a baby. She said it was a baby. She said it was a baby.
I freaked out. I was like, oh my God.
How many weeks or months pregnant was she?
We didn't know she was pregnant. We didn't even know that we were. Oh my God. She has about a 12% chance of ever having kids.
Okay.
Lost hope. We didn't even know she was pregnant.
That's okay.
She hadn't shown, so I just assumed that she wasn't very far along. And I'm thinking the worst at this point. I'm thinking, you know, stillborn.
As I'm looking down at the Bluefoot, I feared that the child wasn't alive. I completely lost it.
It's not!
The one thing that I've always wanted, I'm getting it taken away from me. And I didn't even know I had it. So.
While I'm on the phone with 911, a truck driver came in to use the restroom.
I was taking a load to Canada, and I stopped at that rest stop to take a little break.
I just shouted over to him, hey, I need your help. My wife's in there having a baby right now.
My wife's in the bathroom.
I was blown away. We're in a rest stop that has cement floors. They don't even have paper towels in bathrooms.
The main risk in having a baby in an unsterile environment is infection. A baby's immune system is certainly underdeveloped and immature.
You got a towel or anything like that?
I have nothing at all. Please.
So I ran back out to my truck, and I had a blanket somewhere.
Tell her not to sit on the toilet.
She's on the floor. I have to go in there and be with her right now. She's screaming my name. Oh my God. Baby? Are you okay?
Just stay in line, I'll tell you exactly what to do next.
A gentleman came in and asked me if I was okay. And I told him that no, I was not okay. I just want my husband.
So I simply hand the towel, and I immediately go back out.
She just keeps screaming she needs me.
Just leave the line open, go check, and come back to the phone and tell me what you find.
And I went over to the phone and give some information on where the rest area was exactly.
When I got in there, I saw legs and I saw arms.
No.
I could feel the baby just dangling there.
Stacy.
I knew that that was wrong, that, you know, babies are supposed to come out head first.
If the body of the baby is delivered first, it may not dilate the cervix enough to accommodate the head, and the head can get stuck. And that's an obstetric emergency, and the baby can die.
I immediately start freaking.
I'll be right back.
I knew that I had to act fast. I ran back out to get back on the phone with 911.
The head is not out.
Can you see any part of the baby now?
The whole body except the head.
Okay, this could be a difficult delivery. I'm gonna give you some instructions, okay?
Hey, do it quickly. Do it. Please, please.
Chris came back in.
Sweetie, you gotta stand up. That's what they said.
It was really difficult for me to stand up. It hurt so bad.
She's just in panic.
Come on, I know.
I said, well, come on, baby, you can do this for our child. My strength was replenished. I knew I could do it. The pain didn't mean anything. It didn't matter that I hurt. All that mattered was getting the baby out.
By this time, he's no longer just arms and legs. Everything's out except the top of his head.
It took one more big push, and the baby came out and landed on a towel at my feet.
The baby came out along with the placenta and everything at once. And that's when my heart just dropped. He wasn't breathing.
22-year-old Stacy has just unexpectedly given birth to a breech baby in a rest area. And the newborn isn't breathing.
It took me a good 15 seconds to get my mind wrapped around everything that was happening. That I had just given birth to a stillborn baby.
The husband comes tearing back out of the restroom, runs over to the phone.
Are they okay?
It's out. It's out.
Okay.
It's on a towel right now.
Is the baby crying or breathing?
I don't know.
While he's talking on the phone, I walk back over to the bathroom and I poke my head in. There was no life signs. I just assumed the baby was probably dead. For about 10 years, I carried a CPR and a first aid card, and you know, the first thing you want to do is get a newborn breathing. Took it over and laid it by the sinks and then proceeded to try to clear its airway. It was pretty lifeless. I pushed on its chest just a little bit to kind of stimulate it.
There we go.
And it gave some kind of a half grunt, half cough, and that's the first sign that I seen that it was alive.
My heart leaped and instantly the pain disappeared. I didn't hurt anymore. I didn't care that I was bleeding. The baby was alive, and that's all that mattered to me. So I rushed to the sink and I looked down and it was a little boy.
I hear her crying. Hearing those lungs, I knew that was what I needed to hear.
The husband, he's trying to be in two places at once.
He's breathing, but I guess barely. It still sounds like he's trying really hard. Oh my God.
We have lots of help coming for you guys, okay?
There's an officer and a paramedic just running right now.
The mother looked good. Our main thing was the baby. I'm like, he's not moving. And his body temperature, just by touching him, was so cold. I'm going, oh my God. When you go to a scene, you try to not to have a lot of emotion, but it does hit you. This is bad. I cut the umbilical cord, and then I loaded the mother into the ambulance. The rest area is 90 miles from the nearest regional hospital. That takes us over an hour to get there. In that time frame, there's so many things that can go wrong. It's breech, she didn't know she was pregnant, and we're going, there's gotta be complications.
And that was the most agonizing drive of my life. Our family was finally complete. We finally had that one thing that we've been hoping for forever. And I didn't want anybody to take that away from me, so I just prayed. Prayed and drove.
22-year-old Stacy delivered a baby at a remote rest area without ever knowing she was pregnant. Now, on the 90-mile trip to the hospital, the newborn is barely clinging to life.
We arrived at the hospital and they immediately took the baby from me. He weighed 4 pounds, 2 ounces, and they figured that he was between 34 and 37 weeks. They had taken a chest x-ray and found a little bit of fluid on his lungs, and that they were going to start him on an antibiotic to clear it up.
So there are many risks associated with delivering a baby prematurely. The baby can have lots of problems with their lungs, with their eyes, with their brain, with their hearts. They can be more predisposed to infections.
I knew that one of the only reasons that he was hooked up to all of this stuff was because I didn't take care of myself while I was pregnant. If I'd have known, I would have taken all of the vitamins that I should have taken to ensure that he was healthy.
After waiting 7 long days, the doctor finally delivers some good news.
He says his breathing's strong and he's one of the healthiest babies that we have checked in right now. We're parents. We did it. I don't know how.
The doctors are assuming that I got pregnant sometime between the end of January and the beginning of February. Not once did I ever suspect I was pregnant. I did get upset stomachs. I was eating too much. I had just assumed that it was from the stress of Chris and I getting ready to move.
Women with PCOS have difficulty conceiving, and I think if you don't expect to be pregnant, and if that's the last thing on your mind, it would be quite easy to explain away the symptoms of pregnancy.
I totally do think we beat the odds. With a 12% chance of ever conceiving, I'd say that's pretty good evidence that we just knocked those odds out the park.